हेलो, गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीवन। तो जितने भी लोग अभी ऑडियंस में बैठे हैं, मेरा उनसे एक सवाल है। सर प्लीज आप बैठ जाइए। यहाँ पर 80s और 90s के कितने लोग हैं जो 80s और 90s में पैदा हुए हैं? सबने प्यार किया है? सबका दिल टूटा है कभी ना कभी? बोलना नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन दिल सबका एक ना एक बार तो टूटा ही होगा। अब कितने लोग ऐसे हैं जिन्होंने अपने टूटे दिल पर लकी अली के गानों का बाम लगाया हो? ओ सनम की जब लाइनें सुनती थी, मेरा भी टूटा है दिल, और जब ये लाइनें सुनती थी तो एक अलग तरीके का मजा, सुकून, मतलब एक होता है ना, आश्वासन मिलता था कि चल शगुन, कोई ना कोई आगे जाके जरूर मिल जाएगा। शाम सवेरे तेरी यादें आती है, आके दिल को मेरे यूं तड़पाती है। ओ सनम मोहब्बत की कसम। ये जो था ना, बस पूरा टाइम यही करते रहते थे। सो लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, लकी अली। आपने कभी सोचा था जब आप ये गाना बना रहे थे कि आप अपने लिए एक लाइफ टाइम आइडेंटिटी क्रिएट कर रहे हैं? हर कोई जैसे ही लकी अली का नाम आता है, ओ सनम सबके दिमाग पे आ जाता है।
ऐसा सोचा तो नहीं था, but I just did what I did. I mean, it was something that happened. It was a blessing, and with the support of all my friends and all the people I've met in this massive journey, it's been a product of that.
हमारी प्लेलिस्ट में अभी भी ये गाना है और एजलेस सॉन्ग है ये। तो आप जब हमारे सामने बैठे हैं तो हम कैसे नहीं पूछे कि ये गाना एग्जैक्टली हुआ कैसे? हाउ डिड ओ सनम हैपन टू यू?
It was a different story at that time. I mean, there was a young boy called Raju, and Raju was an orphan, and he was in Kashmir. And at that time I was doing my carpet, what do you call? So, Chote Pan Ka Raju Sabka Sacha Sathi Tha. That was the song, basically. And that, so it started like that. And then as it went on, you had heartbreaks, and you translated the words into that, and that's how it happened.
Did you also make this song while you were heartbroken?
Well, it's basically, a heart is not a piece of glass that it breaks. You know what I mean? It's something that grows. You have to, what do you call, understand how it functions, I mean, the feelings, and work them out, you know, as you, in other words, if you fall, you should try to stand up again.
अभी हम लोग दिल की बाम की बात कर रहे थे, तो हम तो जब हमारा दिल टूटता है, हम लकी अली के गानों का बाम लगा लेते हैं। आपने भी अपने लाइफ में कई सारे अप्स एंड डाउन्स देखे होंगे। जब आप दुखी होते हैं या लाइफ में कुछ ठीक नहीं चल रहा होता है, तो आप ऐसा कौन सा इंसान है या क्या चीज़ है जो आपके लिए बाम का काम करता है?
मेरे लिए तो मेरे पिताजी ने तो सिखाया था कि जो भी मांगना है हाथ उठाकर मांगो, and that is what has kept me sane, I would say, balanced. I learned to appreciate the lessons taught to us as children when you grew up, you know. So when you're growing up, you don't really respect those things. It's always, you want to do your own thing. But then as you mature, you start, what do you call, appreciating all the values that were taught to you during your growing up.
तो आपने अभी अपने अब्बा की बात करी, महमूद साहब की। सुपरस्टार कॉमेडियन थे। आपका बैकग्राउंड बिल्कुल फिल्मी था, लेकिन फिर भी आपने चूज़ करा गाना पहले गाना एक्टिंग से। तो क्या प्रेशर नहीं था फादर से कि पहले एक्टिंग कर लो, गाने तो बाद में गा लेना?
Cinema was very much part of our growing up, but I grew up in a boarding school. तो मेरा आना, I would see different music directors at work because it was a production house, and उनकी shooting में भी चले जाता था because I used to come for about 2 months and then go back to Missouri. But those were very intense moments with my dad where I could go on his sets whether he was recording and, you know. So when I enjoyed music as a child, and more than the acting part of it, I felt that acting was more work.
More work?
More work.
Were you lazy?
Very lazy. I mean, there's a difficult way and there's a simple way. You always try to find the simple way.
एक लाइन है, आप इस लाइन का अपने जीवन में क्या महत्व है ये बताइएगा। नहीं रखता दिल में, ये जो लाइन है ये आपकी एक सॉन्ग की लाइन है
जी।
तो इस लाइन का क्या इम्पोर्टेंस है आपकी लाइफ में, क्योंकि इसके पीछे की एक कहानी है जो बहुत कम लोग शायद जानते हैं।
जी, नहीं रखता दिल में was a song that we wrote in one of our processes in England, and तब मेरे बड़े बेटे की, he was very very small and very vocal, and he would say whatever he felt, you know, as a child. So I like that aspect, you know, that sometimes you catch me out, you know, no, you didn't say that, you didn't mean that. So a child is always, what do you call, he doesn't hold it in his heart, he will express it. So this song was about that.
So ये जो लाइन है ये आपके फादर ने पहली लाइन बोली थी, आप लोग बैठकर कोई गाना बना रहे थे, तब ये लाइन क्या आपके फादर ने स्टार्ट करी थी?
नहीं, मेरे फादर ने जो गाना शुरू किया था वो दुनिया के समंदर में, दुनिया के समंदर में देखी तिनके की तरह अपनी हस्ती. So that was.
वो कौन सा गाना है जो आपका सबसे ज़्यादा फेवरेट था आपके फादर का? आपके फादर को आपका कौन सा गाना ऐसा था जो बहुत पसंद था और वो बार बार बोलते थे कि लकी चलो गाओ? क्योंकि यूजुअली ऐसा होता है, सबके साथ हुआ होगा, यहाँ पे कई सारे पेरेंट्स भी बैठे होंगे कि जैसे कोई गेस्ट घर पर आता है तो पहली चीज़ वो लोग बोलते हैं चलो डांस करके दिखाओ, वो गाना ऑन कर देते चलो गा के दिखाओ. तो आपके साथ भी ऐसा होता था कि आपके फादर बोलते थे कि चलो लकी गा के दिखाओ?
एक फिल्म आई थी नया ज़माना करके एक ज़माने में, आई मीन धर्मेंद्र जी वाज इन दैट फिल्म, एंड देयर यूज्ड टू बी अ सॉन्ग कॉल्ड which my father recorded on the first क्या बोलते camcorder,
hand camera जो होता है.
So I actually just forgot it. I was about to remember. I'll sing it later. Yeah.
Sure.
Next question.
What is your most memorable time that you spent with your father? एक ऐसी memory जो आपको हमेशा अपने अब्बा की याद रहती है.
During his last days when he was living on the farm, and he was on the farm alone, and I was in New Zealand, and I had come to visit him. So there were some things that he told me that stuck with me. Like, you know, he said, see, I'm sitting on this big estate, and I'm not going to take anything back with me. So don't get too attached to things, material, you know, because it all, maybe now the Buzurg who was sitting here, he was just teaching us that, right? The person before us.
तो जब अब्बा को याद करते हैं तो यही पल याद रहते हैं?
हाँ, I remember the good things about him. He had a big, मतलब, temper, but I think he was also very loving.
चलिए अब बात कर लेते हैं बॉलीवुड की. आपका बॉलीवुड के साथ भी एसोसिएशन रहा है. आपने एक बहुत देर बाद अपनी लाइफ में एंट्री करी बॉलीवुड में. आप आई थिंक 37 इयर्स के थे जब आपने स्टार्टिंग करी.
I was, my first film was छोटे नवाब.
उसमें छोटा सा रोल था आपका.
Yeah, and then I did my father's Ginny और Johnny, एक बाप छह बेटे, कुंवारा बाप,
Walking All Alone,
all those films. So we were kids, about 13 years old. Then I joined Shyam Benegal as an assistant. We did that for a while. And then I just wanted a change, so I went on the oil rigs and started working in the oil field for about 2 years. Horses.
बहुत कम लोग यहाँ पर जानते हैं. यूजुअली हमारे पेरेंट्स हमें कुछ एक अमाउंट देते हैं कि चल जा, जी ले अपनी ज़िंदगी, बना लो इस पैसे से जो भी करना है. आपको भी आपके फादर ने एक कुछ अमाउंट दिया था काम बिजनेस करने के लिए, तो आपने उस पैसे को क्या किया उस पैसे के साथ, और वो कितना अमाउंट था?
उस वक्त पिताजी ने मुझे he gave me about 1 lakh of rupees.
1 लाख रुपए आज के टाइम पे मतलब 1 करोड़ दिया था,
जिसमें आधे में मैंने कारपेट खरीदे, and half of it I spent journeying. I went, my mother had expired at that time, so I just wanted to just travel, so I traveled with it. I was not a good businessman.
Clearly, because you left it.
Yeah, I was more of a musician then, so that didn't last for too long.
So how do you used to sell your carpets?
How I used to sell my carpets, it used to be, I mean, I didn't have a showroom or anything. It was just with me. So if there was, amongst the environment that was within the carpet industry, I would try to I got special carpets. And they would say, nahi, theek nahi hai, and then...
Bargaining करती थी ladies?
मुझे आता ही नहीं था.
नहीं, ladies आपसे bargaining करती थी कि carpet अगर आप कह रहे हो 7,000 का है तो चलो 3 में देके नक्की करो.
ऐसा कुछ भी
होता था?
होता था, of course.
तो फिर जब बार्गेनिंग करते थे लोग आपके साथ तो आप क्या बोलते थे? मतलब दे दिया करते थे? तभी लॉस बुक करते थे?
नहीं, उस वक्त में पैसों की जरूरत पड़ती थी, so thank you. Thank you. I'm actually overwhelmed. I didn't expect this. I thought this was Hi Gul. I didn't expect this. I was thinking it's just going to be a small interview here, It's like the whole world's watching me,
सर, ABP का यही प्लेटफॉर्म है कि आपको लगता है कि स्मॉल है, लेकिन स्मॉल कुछ भी नहीं होता. हमारे लिए सब कुछ बहुत बड़ा होता है.
I know, but मुझे क्या पता था?
Okay, get back to carpet business. तो ladies आपके साथ bargain करती थी और आपका वो business नहीं चला ना. Can you imagine लकी अली जैसे good looking इंसान आपके आगे आकर carpet बेचने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं? मैं तो honestly 6 की जगह आपको 8 दे देती. Honestly. So now let's get back to Bollywood का other side. Is it true कि आपको Bollywood पसंद नहीं है? Do you hate Bollywood? और अगर ऐसा नहीं है तो why did you distance yourself from Bollywood?
Cinema wasn't really doing for me what I needed, in the sense like I enjoyed the music, I enjoyed writing, and I enjoyed the people I was working with. Not to say that I didn't enjoy being in the industry with people that Shyam Babu ke saath, but I felt that I didn't really belong there because I could do what I wanted to do within the framework that I knew. And I think we started off with music, with videos and stuff like that. And you could tell a story in 3 minutes instead of having to go to a theater and watch it and tell a whole story for. So that was simpler for me and more satisfying. I could go to different places within the shortest of times and, shoot whatever we wanted, record. And you're working for yourself, so there's no, you're not going according to a director's perspective so I enjoyed that and I still enjoy that. Yeah.
तो जितने भी गाने आपने बॉलीवुड में गाए, आपको उन गानों में मीनिंग लगा तभी गाए या तब पैसे कमाने के लिए गाए, नाम कमाने के लिए गाए?
नहीं, I have done very, very less work in Bollywood. Mainly with the first 2 songs that I sang was because Raju bhai went and told my father कि
मतलब यहाँ पर भी अप्रोच सिस्टम चलता है?
हाँ, मतलब पिताजी से कहा तो dad said do it. I said okay, then we did that and then I didn't do the other films because that was not the direction. But एक पल का जीना फिर तो है जाना.
That was a turning point of your career.
Yeah, that was a song already that was there, and then they took it forward and they made it into the song that it is now. Then I did work with A.R. Rahman and with Vishal, just a couple of songs. With A.R. Rahman, my first experience was I didn't like the song. So, not because of anything, the music was good, but the words were very not me, I said I'd be very embarrassed to sing them. So I asked A.R., I said, do you know what these words are saying? So he says, no, because he's Tamilian, so I said, anyways, I love the tune, but when there's another song, I will, And that's how we did Boys and the other.
So आपने गाने के साथ साथ एक्टिंग भी करी थी, सुर और कांटे, 2 prominent movies that I remember clearly. लेकिन जितना मुकाम, जितना आपको प्यार ऑडियंस का या फेमस आप ज़्यादा सिंगिंग की वजह से हुए हैं रादर देन एक्टिंग। तो एक आर्टिस्ट को कैसे पता चलता है कि मेरी कोर क्या है, मेरा स्ट्रेंथ क्या है? सो व्हेन डिड यू रियलाइज कि नहीं भाई लकी, एक्टिंग इज नॉट माई कप ऑफ टी?
I mean, it's not the most difficult thing to do acting. Acting, everybody's doing acting. But music is something very special. You know, there's a knowledge, there are notes, there's vibrations, there's vibes. There's so many things with it. It happens in cinema also, but not as intense as the music. So,
Did you get jitters जब वो होता था लाइट्स कैमरा एक्शन कि बहुत टेक्स लेते थे? Are you a natural actor or not?
मेरे बहुत retakes हुआ करते थे, you know. तो, but yeah, I think I can manage roles and stuff like that. But there are no roles like that right now. I think there's an evolution going on in cinema, in the thought processes that are happening here, and I think when they have solutions and stuff like that, it would be a very interesting time to watch what cinema brings out from here.
So did you receive call from people like directors and producers जब आपने decide किया कि मैं अब Bollywood गाने, जब तक I don't find like soul in those songs, I'm not going to sing. So did you receive calls from your from any director or anybody कि आ जाओ चलो मेरे लिए गा दो?
If I did, I don't remember because I wasn't available. I just lived on a farm and it was just away from everything. So I just don't know what happened all around me. But we were always making music and recording.
अभी सुर की बात हो रही थी। सुर में एक गाना है आपका आ भी जा। मैं जब हम लोग मिल रहे थे तो मैं सर से वही बात कर रही थी कि ये एक ऐसा गाना था जो मैंने घिस दिया पूरा, मतलब इतना सुना कि एक एक शब्द, एक एक ट्यून, वो कब म्यूज़िक बजेगा, कब वायलिन बजेगा, मुझे सब याद था। कैसे गाया आपने ये गाना उस वक्त, मतलब क्योंकि आपको कोई ट्रेनिंग भी नहीं मिली और इस गाने के सुर, नोट, सब कुछ एकदम ऑन पॉइंट थे?
Actually, I think I sung it basur. There were parts where I was basur in that song, but I think all the credit should go to Cream Saab, who, you know, inspired that performance out of me, and Tanuja, because she had a brief, and this tune was so pretty, you know, I mean, it was such a beautiful tune, and I thought I could sing it. I couldn't, and then we went through the motions of practicing it, because there's some classical bits in it, and, you know, that's not my style, basically. I'm a very straight singer. Yeah. So.
अभी आप इंटरव्यू के स्टार्टिंग में कह रहे थे कि आपके अब्बा आपको कहते थे कि अगर कुछ भी मांगना है तो ऐसे करके मांगो, मिल जाता है। तो मैं अगर ऐसे करके बोलूँ कि आप अगर इस गाने के 2 लाइन मेरे लिए गा दें, नो प्रेशर, बिकॉज आई टोटली अंडरस्टैंड कि आप
वहाँ से क्यों मांगते, आप मुझसे ही मांगो।
तो अगर आप चाहे तो वो जो लाइन है ना, मेरे दिल के पागलपन की और सीमा, मैं भी आई थिंक आपकी तरह ही फ्लैट गा रही हूँ, बट आपके मुंह से तो इस गाने में जान आ जाएगी।
मेरे दिल के पागलपन की ओ सीमा क्या है, यूं तो तू है मेरी छाया मुझ में, ओ तेरा क्या है, मैं हूँ गगन तू है ज़मीन, अधूरी सी मेरे बिना, रात को कर वेदा, दिल रुबा भी जा। That was the song.
आई एम श्योर अब आपको समझ में आ गया कि क्यों मैं उस गाने को बार बार सुनती थी। अमेजिंग। आप कैसे बोल सकते हैं कि आप बेसुरे गाने हैं?
मैं हूँ, that's the fact. बहुत कोशिश करता हूँ to keep the, you know, the tune, yeah.
मुंबई में आके कैसा लग रहा है?
Second most polluted city in the world. Ask me questions like that. I mean, you ask me all these, how is it in Suno?
नहीं, बिल्कुल आगे का सवाल इस बात पे है कि अगर मुंबई ऐसा है तो आप क्यों छोड़कर उसको बेंगलुरु शिफ्ट हो गए, ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग स्टार्ट कर दी आपने, सब मतलब मुंबई को पीछे छोड़ दिया?
नहीं, छोड़ तो नहीं दिया. This is my मातृभूमि. Like I was born here, so and I love Bombay. But it's such a large city now and so impersonal. So the things of my childhood are not there anymore. So I know it's selfish, but we have a farm that I need to be on, and and that's basically how life goes. You keep on.
So can you tell us a little bit more about your life at farm? आप वहाँ पे organic farming करते हैं. क्या exactly? What is your day like? What do you do throughout the day?
I wake up in the morning.
Wow, I thought you wake up at the night.
And then, of course, I mean, since
I
it's a
think
farm.
he's slowly coming into his.
Because everybody asks me about what's your life like as a musician. It is what it is. I mean, there's nothing, no rocket science. I mean, we sing, we play for people, and they sing with us. And that's basically what you want, that everybody gets into that energy space and, and goes back home happy,
But what about organic farming? Like, what do you do in that?
Well, organic farming is more like, I mean, घर के लिए उगा लिया, and हम हैं, हमारे workers हैं, so everybody just, it piles on to that. Sometimes you even forget about the crop, that the animals eat it. So
मैं इनफैक्ट जब सर से बात कर रही थी तो मैं उनको कह रही थी कि नीचे कमेंट सेक्शन के अंदर काफ़ी सारे लोगों ने कुछ सवाल पूछे हुए, तो मुझे थोड़ी क्यूरोसिटी हुई कि मैं देखूं कि क्या क्या सवाल पूछे हुए. तो उसमें किसी जनाब ने लिखा हुआ था कि क्या लकी अली अपने हाथों से सब्ज़ी और फल उगाते हैं? क्या हम ये सब्ज़ी और फल खरीद सकते हैं?
नहीं खरीद सकते हैं, क्योंकि मैं अपने हाथों से नहीं उगाता हूँ.
ये एग्जैक्ट लाइन है जो उनका सवाल था, तो मुझे काफ़ी हंसी आई. तो मुझे लगा कि मैं क्यों नहीं आपसे स्टेज पर पूछूं कि क्या कोई प्लेटफॉर्म है जहां से हम लोग ये सब्जियां वगैरह खरीद सकते हैं?
आप घर पर ही कर सकते हैं. You can do it in your flat. I mean, you be self-sufficient. And that's basically what I like to talk about is that everybody becomes self-sufficient in their needs. Like you can grow your own crops even in your flat. मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि बड़े-बड़े crops या veggies or whatever that you use. घर पे लगाओ आप. It creates a nice environment, and plants are very good.
Is it therapeutic?
Very therapeutic. Plants are amazing. I mean, that energy is just so peaceful, yeah. When you walk through a sabzi field, or when you walk through a field of wheat, or so, how do you feel? You feel liberated, you know what I mean? You feel like, man, I'm somewhere else. That's what...
Did you learn this from anywhere?
No. I mean, they've been doing it on the farm for so long, and you just watch them, and you try and experiment your own. I've done that, and you come with a result. I wanted to grow basmati in Bangalore, so we got basmati seed, and then in our we got a crop, but then there was disease, and I didn't want to use pesticides, and so it's about experimentation and what works, what doesn't work, basically.
So if we talk about your life at farm, now how difficult it is to live in a farm and not, एक metropolitan city में नहीं रहकर एक farm house पे रहने के क्या plus या minuses है?
I'll put it the other way. How difficult it is to sit and live in a metropolitan city as compared to a farm.
Okay, let's hear that.
Yeah, because I mean, you guys must have great challenges. Challenges that I felt at one point before all this big thing happened, that you walked away from, and you try to find some kind of balance in, because life is like that, it's so, I mean, there's so many challenges that come in front of you, whether it's career challenges or marriage challenges, children growing up, and all these things that we all go through as human beings. It was better for me to be able to be in a place where I could, my thoughts could be more broader. And anyways, I grew up in Missouri, so that was the Himalayas. So that was you always wanted an aspect of that in your life, wherever you went. And if it was just too claustrophobic, you left.
Somebody had also mentioned this thing कि आपके फार्म हाउस पे सांप और ये सब जंगली जितने भी जानवर हैं ये भी बहुत सारे आ जाते हैं. So how do you manage all of that?
फार्म होंगे तो सांप होंगे ना. So we don't harm them. We allow them to, my son, my children are very much for the wildlife and, to protect all that stuff. But we don't let them come close to the house. They need to be moved. These are things that you don't keep at home, which I keep telling my son, that, he goes and catches snakes from the lake. And I say, you don't bring them home, keep them where they're supposed to be.
लकी अली के सन की बात हो रही है तो यहाँ पर उनके बड़े बेटे और छोटे बेटे दोनों हैं ऑडियंस में. सो जस्ट से हेलो टू एवरीबॉडी एंड दे लुक सो मच लाइक लकी अली, सो मच लाइक दैम. आपके बेटे आपके म्यूजिक का आगे थोड़ा ध्यान रख रहे हैं, फार्म हाउस म्यूजिक का. योर एल्डेस्ट सन टेक्स केयर ऑफ दैट. कैन यू टेल अ लिटिल बिट अबाउट दैट आल्सो?
Farmhouse music is something that my nephew Mizan and my younger brother's son and my son decided that they would do, because they're musicians themselves. And they were working with a lot of talent locally. And they felt that, to bring things together, to bring artists together. And I was there only, so we did concerts with me. But they're also promoting the local talent that is, that's now growing. And so they're into the music. And so, yeah.
So now let's move forward and talk about social media. What do you think social media is a boon or a bane? What is it?
It depends on how you use it, If it is for self-glorification, then it has a limitation. But if it is more broader, then it has, you reach more people. After a while, people understand, man, you're only like promoting yourself or you're selling yourself. People see through that. So what you do, you should express it, and to the best of your, abilities, and not make a story about it. Let people understand and make their own stories from it. Just like writing a song. I write a song, and I write the song for myself. But when I give it to someone else to hear it, when I present it, they make their own stories, right? So it's about that, basically, I feel. I could be wrong.
So if you're talking about social media, boycott Bollywood एक ऐसा term है जो बहुत ज़्यादा trend कर रहा है. कुछ भी कोई करे किसी ना किसी topic पर ये boycott Bollywood ये trend करने लग जाता है. What are your thoughts about this?
मैं तो Bollywood समझता ही नहीं. I understand it as the Indian film industry, of which all these senior artists, are a part of. But you've dragged them into something called Bollywood. Bollywood is a misnomer that the West said, man, because everything was Hollywood, and so you took aspects from that, or you copied aspects. So when you copy things without giving credit, you say, so Bolly is it's more a put down, rather. It's nothing to be proud of, really.
I think very well said, very well said. Moving on, if you're talking about social media, आपकी बीच में पैंडेमिक के टाइम पर कुछ वीडियोस बहुत वायरल हो रही थी, जिसमें से एक आपका इंटरव्यू था एन अरेबिक जर्नलिस्ट, जिसमें आपने वो बीच में गाना गाते गाते एक पॉज लिया था और सब लोग सोशल मीडिया पर बूम मच गई थी कि व्हाट हैपेंड, डिड यू गेट इमोशनल. तो क्या हुआ था अराउंड दैट टाइम?
नॉर्मली जब हम कॉन्सर्ट्स करते हैं ना, एंड आई सिंग दिस पार्ट, मर भी गए, and then I just wait for the audience to say, "Oh!" So that's what I was just kind of expecting, and so that's just what happened. It was nothing more than that.
और सबको लगा कि आप इमोशनल हो गए.
हाँ, मैं तो कोशिश
सोशल मीडिया कुछ होता क्या है और लोग क्या उसको बना देते हैं.
I was just trying to keep the tune, you know what I mean. So.
But you went along with it कि चलो बोल भी रहे हैं तो it's okay.
किसको जवाब देंगे आप? हर किसी को कहाँ जवाब दे सकते हैं? You just do your work.
And if you're talking about viral video, again उसी टाइम पर आपकी एक वीडियो आई थी जो नफीसा जोसेफ ने शेयर की थी, जिसमें आप गोवा में खूब मस्ती कर रहे हैं, you're singing song, आप गिटार बजा रहे हैं. उसका what was the whole thing? क्योंकि वो भी वीडियोस बहुत शेयर हुई थी, मिलियंस में गया था उसका व्यू.
So Nafisa ji lives in Goa, and we know them. They are family members. So there's this concert happening, and you must come and meet these musicians. So I went with Nafisa Appa. And so there was this band called Narang. And they were doing their music. It's a band that comprises of a Persian guy, an Australian guy, Indian people, and so it was an international thing. And then at the end of it, they started playing my songs. So then he just gave me the guitar, and that's when I didn't know what to do. I just sang. Yeah.
So that's how the whole viral video went. So आपके इतने सारे सोशल मीडिया पर वीडियोस जाती हैं, लोगों को ऐसा लगता है कि एक ऐसा समय आ गया था जब आप बिल्कुल मिसिंग हो गए थे. बट आई वॉज टॉकिंग टू वन ऑफ योर टीम मेंबर्स एंड शी वॉज टेलिंग मी कि लकी जी कहीं नहीं गए थे. ही वॉज वेरी मच देयर. आप कॉन्सर्ट्स कर रहे थे, सब कुछ कर रहे थे, सिर्फ आपके एल्बम्स रिलीज नहीं हो रही थी. इज इट? सो व्हाट आर योर फ्यूचर प्लान्स नाउ?
My future plans, I don't make plans as such. But generally I know that this is what I'd like to, achieve in life. But it's more about, like I wrote a song, सोचा पहाड़ों में जाके रह जाऊं वहाँ, फिर चला मैं शहरों में शोर था जोर था दिल था कहाँ खो गया मैं. So this is how I feel, the shore and the zor. You just want to be peaceful and just exist.
So आपकी आगे और कितनी एल्बम्स आएंगी?
मुझे पता नहीं, बहुत सारे I've got about 80-90 songs in my hard drive. I don't know what
80-90 songs.
Yeah, so it'll happen when it has to happen. I don't know.
So every song has a story? Every song that you write has some or the other background, some story related to it?
It would have started from some kind of a feeling, of course. You would have felt something and that would have inspired a certain riff or a certain line. So
एक message या एक चीज़ जो आप यूथ को बोल सकते हैं जो अब आगे बढ़ना चाह रहे हैं, one thing that you want to say to them to inspire them, any piece of advice?
I would say that failure is not the end of everything. If you fall, then you should know that you also have the ability to stand up and move ahead. So this is about not feeling afraid to fail, It's part of growing up. There's nothing to be ashamed of it. Because there's a lot of people fail in class, in their exams, and they commit suicide. They find no hope, So failure is good, and it's a positive thing. So if you've not failed, you've not grown.
And one idea of India, according to you, आपके हिसाब से, what is the idea of India?
My idea of India, I don't think you're ready to listen to it.
We are totally ready. Yes, audience, are you ready to hear?
Seriously. So I think that if every Indian was an investor in his own country, for example, they're going to run me out of this country, man, after I say this, but I'd say this. Suppose we have 1.70 billion people in India. Now, we are going for FDIs, we are looking for investments and stuff like that. But what if every Indian gave 10 rupees a day? That is 17 billion rupees a day. That is 382 billion rupees a month. That is about 4,600 and something, 82 again, billion a year. We have 30 states. Imagine if you gave 10.7 billion to each state every month to finish your agriculture, your education, your technology, your roads, supporting the local populace, whatever, part of the growth, and have money also remaining over. This is just an idea. I mean, I thought the simplest thing that we are, बोलते ना गरीबी हटाओ, तो खुद ही गरीबी को हटाना है. He's not going to come and he gives you the idea that you have to become worth it. Okay, I don't understand the politics of what happens, but I understand that everybody has the capability and the ability to, it's just how you present it. You know, it's in the language that you speak to the people. You invite them with love or you invite them with a whip, you know. It's about those things, you know. We are a very gentle nation. We're a nation that's very different from the rest of the world. If you've not realized it as yet, you're living in some kind of fool's paradise, you know. We have all the technologies that we need. We have the manpower, but you don't put it together in the right way. You don't, it's not motivated. I'm sorry, but this is, as a citizen, I see this. And it pains me no end that, man, we can change so many things and we just don't do it because you're not motivated to that. You just want everything to come sitting in your lap. You want money to fall in your lap. You want, you know, we threw the colonialism out of the window just to become them. Is this where, I mean, after all these years we've reached, you know? So anyways, this is just an artist's perspective. After this, I'm going to bando my chola and I'm going to go before someone throws me out, you know, but there's so many things we can do, you know, so many things this country can do. Nothing will change for you till your heart does not change. And no more gyan. This is simple. I am sorry if I spoke beyond my brief.
Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for this ageless rock star of our nation, Lucky Ali.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ali. What a beautiful session. And I think we can all learn from his humility and how you can chart your own course in life, no matter how you start and where you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite on stage Dr. Sameer Bhatti, Director of Star Imaging, to present a token of our gratitude to Lucky Ali for his presence here today. And thank you so much for sharing all your thoughts. A huge round of applause, please. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen. And that brings us now to lunch. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do seek your cooperation in staying on time. We need to reconvene here at 2:05 p.m. because the next sessions will start from 2:10. So, see you all at 2:05 back in this room. Thank you.
Meets the gifted content writer, meets the cool UI UX designer, meets the talented photographer to create